Hello, fellow music lovers all over the world. Once again, this is your boy Testify to the Music, or Mikey Savage 21, bringing you another movie review. And this time I'm going to be reviewing the movie film Miracles from Heaven, which was released on March 16th, 2016. Now, I had the opportunity to watch this movie last night with our youth group. First off, getting into the movie a little bit. It stars Jennifer Garner, Kylie Rogers, Martin Henderson, John Carroll Lynch, Eugenio Derbez, and Queen Latifah. And I gotta say, each character, they played their role very well. I will say the acting was up to par all the way across the board. I have no complaints about the acting. If I was judging this movie solely based on just the acting and not the story or any of the plot details that went into this, then this would get perfect, because this doesn't look like anyone was just doing this for a paycheck. This doesn't look like somebody was just, running lines or looking dreary the entire time. The cast looked like they were really into this movie. They looked like they really wanted to be a part of it. And so I want to say that's one of the best attributes of the film, is how the actors portray themselves on screen. Again, across the board, I'd have to give that a 5.5. But going off of what the plot is, basically it's about a little girl. She is the middle child of three. And her family, they live on a farm. The dad has his own little center, medical center, where animals can be brought in. And essentially the middle daughter, and again, her character name is Anna. She is pretty much the focus of this entire movie. That's played by Kylie Rogers. And again, Jennifer Garner, she is playing the mom here, Christy Beam. So here you have Anna. What is happening is she's suffering from some kind of disorder, and is pretty much essentially unable to eat with, regular food. She has to use tube feeding for nutrition. But ultimately, the doctor ends up saying later on that even that would ultimately cause trouble after a while. And so what happens is, one day she is climbing a tree with her older sister, and apparently she falls into the hollow of the tree, and she comes out with scratches and bruises. She's all cut and bloodied up, and so everyone's thinking, oh gosh, she might be dead. Well, they come to discover, once she got examined at the hospital, it showed that she was fine, that she was able to eat food, she had energy, she had, pretty much it looked like she had regressed to her former self during the movie, because again, when the movie first starts off, she's healthy and she is fine, and then later on she's diagnosed. And then this is when she has her near-death experience, crashes and plummets into the hollow of a tree. And during that time, she's able to encounter God. She's been able to encounter Jesus, and he told her that he would heal her, and instantly she is healed. It's just like the character did a complete 180, essentially. And again, I got to give that to Kylie Rogers for her performance in this movie. She really was the heart and focus of this movie. The entire time when I was watching this movie with our youth group, we were all pretty much, I'm pretty sure we were all on the same page, and we were all thinking the same exact thing. You really were fighting for this girl. You really wanted her to get healed. You really saw the struggle that she was going through and how much pain she was in through this movie. The progression and re-progression of her mother, and how she was this strong, fearful woman, and then you just see her slowly starting to get more and more broken down as the movie goes on, as well as the daughter as well. You can see how her faith just suffers from this entire ordeal. But then it gets to the main point of, she encountered God, she encountered Jesus. He told her that she would be healed. She came back to earth, and she was healed. And of course, everybody is in disbelief of what is going on. And then you have pretty much, that's the film in a nutshell. Again, I know some people are going to say, well, this just seems like heaven is for real, about the little boy who died and went to heaven and learned all these things and was telling people that no one would be able to know because he wasn't even born at the time and who he met. I can say it did. When I first saw the movie, before I was even walking into the movie, I said, I bet this is just going to be the same exact story, beat by beat, the same exact story of heaven is real, you know. But as soon as the film opens up, you know, you can already tell just tonally this is a completely different movie. Again, the movie had some great parts in there. For me, again, the only thing that I didn't like about this movie, and this might be me just being nitpicky or overgeneralizing it, is it seemed too predictable to me. You knew, you know, from the previews that the girl was eventually going to get better. You knew that right off the bat. But the thing with me that ultimately for me, I just kind of felt, again, it just got a little too repetitive and a little too easy. It's almost like you could just basically tell what was going to happen next scene by scene without even having to see the movie, because I know in my head I was playing out the scene. Okay, this is when she meets Queen Latifah. Okay, this is when she meets the doctor. Okay, this is when this happens, and this is when this happens. Oh, okay, this is what we saw in the trailer. And I was just piecing it together. And again, the film was great. I love the plot, and I love the writing here. I love the production. The only thing, like I said, it's a nitpicky thing. I would have to say it just seemed a little too predictable in certain parts of the movie. But other than that, I mean, again, no big deal. Again, this it's a good film. Again, it's Miracles from Heaven that we're talking about here. It's a good movie. Now, for me, as far as rating goes, I'm going to have to give this movie a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And again, that's simply me being nitpicky about it being too by the numbers and how you could just kind of tell what was the next scene. Again, sometimes with a lot of these Christian drama films, you can kind of just tell how exactly it's going to end up. You can tell it is kind of by the numbers. But a lot of these, they throw you for a loop like, oh, I bet this is going to... What? I didn't know that was going to happen. Whoa, I thought I had this totally figured out. A great example of that is War Room that came out last year that was eating up the box office as well, that everyone didn't think was going to do so well. I went in the War Room thinking that I already had the movie figured out pretty much. Essentially, I thought it was going to be about this war story. Okay, that was wrong. First off, it's not about a war story. Then, you know, when the characters interact with each other, I said, oh, I bet this character's going to do this or say this. What? That character just did the opposite of what I just said. So you do have some Christian movies that are like that, but then you have others that are by the number. But again, I'm going to have to give this movie a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's a great movie. I highly recommend you checking it out. It is worth seeing. Whether you pay the matinee price or the full price, it's definitely worth the money. It's definitely worth the hour experience. You know, with a lot of these films, you have to take it with a grain of salt because you have to people open themselves up for scrutiny and all types of things, and people try to take advantage of the Christian faith. Well, this, honestly, I could just tell you that this was just a simple telling of a true story of a girl who was pretty much on her deathbed to the point where she was ready to die, to the point where she was ready to give up, has an encounter with Jesus, heals her, and she comes back to this earth full of energy like it's nobody's business. So again, 3.5 out of 5 stars. What do you guys think of the movie? Have you seen the movie yet? If not, do you plan to check the movie out? Again, these are just my opinions and my thoughts. Don't judge based solely off of what I think. Again, I think you should check the movie out, but ultimately you hold the decision to whether you want to spend your hard-earned money to go see it or not. I'm just saying it was money well spent. I'm glad I went last night. It was just a great time and a great experience as well. Again, highly recommend it. Check it out. But with that said, guys, that's going to be my movie review for Miracles from Heaven. Again, this is a movie coming from the production team of Heaven is Real. Great movie overall. Again, I'll give this 3.5 out of 5 stars, and that's only me nitpicking, saying that it was a little bit too by the numbers. If you take that out, then it'd be a solid 5 out of 5 stars. Had no problems with this. I agree with everything that was said in this movie, everything that was done. Again, each character played their role. It wasn't by the numbers. No one was just dialing it in as for a paycheck. You could actually tell that all the characters had chemistry with each other. I highly recommend this movie. The studio did a great job on this. But with that being said, guys, please make sure you like this video. If you like the review, if you like the video, make sure you thumb it up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll be having more movie reviews come out. as they release. I will be doing a coverage for Batman vs. Superman, both a spoiler and non-spoiler review this weekend. So you make sure you guys tune in for that. My non-spoiler review will go up on Saturday, and then I'll wait until Monday to put up my spoilers review, so that way it gives you guys another extra day or so to go see the movie. Again, thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this as well. And I want to thank you guys for being so patient. Thank you so much for the continued support. This is your boy Testify to the Music, aka Mikey Savage 21, saying peace out.